So why do we set targets? Let's dive into this quickly, and then we'll talk about the method we use, and you can go set them. So the reason we set targets, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the fact that you use this as a tool of focus. That's all targets are. They get you locked in on the things that matter, right? Concentrated. Okay. So we've got the most important things. So think of it this way. You set a big picture one, right? The vision that's there now. You got that big picture. Now we got to start narrowing it down so you can take a bite-sized chunk out of that. So how do we do that? Next, you need to set 90-day targets, purpose, actions. So let's talk about targets, purpose, actions first. So at Molliteum, we set targets, and we've said this in the past, with TPAs, we call them. So the target is the outcome that you want at the end of a given time period. The purpose is why this is actually going to help you move towards your 1-year target or your vision. And then the actions are the 3 to 5 simple steps you need to take, and we'll break down how in a second, in order to accomplish that. So let's talk 90-day targets, okay? So 90-day targets. Let's pretend your target is in 90 days, I want to be a, top producer on my team in the next 90 days. That's fantastic. That's a great target to be, because you're not putting any numbers on it. This is what I should say about targets. I don't want you to put any numbers on it, and I want it to stretch you a little bit, right? I want it to be just outside of your comfort zone, so it pushes you. And it might be something where you only have about a 70% chance of actually attaining it, but when you have that, you know that it's something that's stretching you instead of just making you comfortable. Okay, so I want to be a top producer in the next 90 days. Great. Why is that important? The purpose part. Well, this is important to me because I know, let's pretend by the end of this year, I want to be a, person that is able to lead the team offensively. Great. So that directly connects to the 1 year. Now, for the 90-day actions, this is where things get interesting. Again, this is all about development, right? So you got to ask yourself, in order to get there, what skills must I lean on to accomplish this? So these can be skills that you already have and you need to keep sharp, or skills that you need to develop and make sure that you have them so that you can accomplish it. So for example, maybe if I want to be a top producer in the next 90 days, I need to sit there and say to myself, okay, I've got, the first skill I need to lean on is my shot. The second skill I need to lean on is my speed. And the third skill I need to lean on is my aggressiveness when I'm in one-on-one battles. Great. Okay. So those are 3 skills we can work on. Now, on the other side, if I'm somebody that maybe doesn't have one of those, I could say I need to develop the skill of being better at my one-on-one battles, right? That could be one. But notice how the 90-day TPAs, there's a target that you're going to write down, there's a purpose you're going to write down, and there are actions, which are skills you need to lean on, right? Now, to break that down even further to actually get to work, the last thing you need to set are 30-day TPAs. And 30-day TPAs, what you're going to do, you're going to pick one skill, okay? One of those 3 actions you listed out that you need to focus in on that will bring you the most return right now. And you might say, well, Matt, I need all 3 of them right now. I just listed them out. False. You know as well as I do that if you work on one thing, the rest usually start to take care of itself, right? They usually start to follow. So what you need to do is you need to ask yourself right now, what is the one out of those 3 skills? We're narrowing this down, right? What is the one out of those 3 skills that I need to focus on right now to build or to get sharper so I can accomplish my 90-day target?
Right. And what Matt said there, hugely important. Like, stick to it. If you're going to set it for the 30 days, stick to it. Like, make sure you get them done, and don't, like, even if it's challenging at the beginning, don't waver, because like at the end of the day, it's, if it's a challenging one, it's overcoming that hurdle that you need to overcome in the first place, right? So whether it be a certain skill or maintaining or whatever the case may be, if you know that it's something important that you got to get done first, and it's going to give you that, what can we say? I guess clarity, knowing that you have that done, it's in your back pocket now. Just stick to it, work through it, get it done, and then move on to the next thing.
That's simple, right? And the other thing I was going to say then, once you set your target, you're going to write your purpose out. So why is this important for me to accomplish my 90-day target? And the last part is you're going to write out for your actions your 3 to 5 daily or weekly commitments you need to make. So daily or weekly commitments are, you can't just say, I want to get better at one-on-one battles and then not do anything about it. You need to say, okay, my commitment is I'm going to do 3 days a week of physically working on it. I'm going to do 3 days a week of visualizing it. I'm going to do 2 days a week of watching film. And I'm going to, I don't know, maybe you have an extra coach you work with. I'm going to do 2 extra training sessions this week. Again, this is going over the top, but please bear with me. I'm going to do 2 extra sessions a week or a day this week to work with my coach in order to make sure I'm better at one-on-one battles. You need an action plan though. Daily and weekly commitments. This is the biggest thing I see a lot of athletes or business professionals fail in, right? Because even on the business professional side, maybe you want to crush your upcoming presentation, right? Your big presentation you have. And the one skill you're working on right now is projecting your voice or your positioning to the audience. Fantastic. What are the 3 to 5 skills or commitments, you need to make in order to get there? You need to know the work you got to get done. This is where it's super important. I see so many athletes write out great targets and have great intentions, but they never accomplish them because they don't have the action plan to get there, right? And that's one of the biggest things that probably hurt the actual forward progress and momentum of a lot of these athletes or professionals, simply because of the fact that you did all the right things, but the last step, which is your how, you didn't come up with it, right? So right now you can replay that section if you want. Again, 90 days. Set those first, 30 days, set them second. All the questions are in there, but it's the same. So for example's sake, I'll read them out, anybody tuning into the podcast. So 90 days, where do I want to be in the next 90 days in order to get to my 1 year target? Why will this help me get there? And then actions, what skills do I need to develop or use in order to get there? Remember, 3 to 5 skills there, right? Or 1 to 3 skills, sorry. 30-day targets. Then you're going to break down that 90 day and you're going to say, okay, what's the one skill I want to build in the next 30 days? You're going to pick one of those 3 skills that you listed for the 90 days. Explain how you'll use it. So tell yourself how you use it. Explain why it's important in order to accomplish that 90 day. And then what daily commitments will you make to get there? 3 to 5 daily actions to take. So like I said, visualize, actual physical work, film watch, whatever it is you need to do in order to get there. Write out the action plan. It's that simple.
And it takes some time to think about it. I know it seems daunting right now. It takes some time to think about it, but once you have this all laid out in front of you, it becomes very, very easy to just simply take action on, because you don't have to think of what you need to do next.
100%.
It's you do the preparation now so that you can just go work and enjoy it later on. Because at the end of the day, I know not everybody enjoys training, but that's kind of the fun part, right?
Absolutely. And it's funny you say that, Chris. The last thing I'll say on targets, you do normally agonize over your targets. You should. Like this is probably one of the times that you're critically thinking as a high performer, right? And I don't say that with disrespect, but the truth is, with high performers, we all move so freaking fast, man, right? And when it comes down to it, we move so fast that we sometimes forget about setting these targets. So why do we set these targets? How does this even help? Well, now that you have your vision, your purpose, you're in a selfish mindset, you have things you can go work on, irregardless of who your coach is or what the environment is like. You have things now. So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch a full podcast episode, click right here.